James Martell here. Webmasterradio.fm has something that every affiliate marketer should be buzzing about. Introducing the Webmasterradio.fm mobile app, now available in the iTunes Store or on Google Play. Listen to our live stream at your leisure and download episodes of the Affiliate Buzz, plus sample episodes of great affiliate marketing shows like Affiliate Marketing Today and Affiliate Marketing Insider. For affiliate marketing news and information you can use right on your smartphone, download the Webmasterradio.fm mobile app for iTunes and Google Play now.
Webmasterradio.fm proudly presents the longest-running program on affiliate marketing. Welcome to Affiliate Buzz. Our hosts, James and Arlene Martell, are here to inspire, inform, and motivate you with expert insight, interviews, and information that will increase your bottom line. Advance your affiliate marketing efforts every week on Affiliate Buzz. Now, please welcome James and Arlene.
Another edition of the Affiliate Buzz. It's great to have you with us. Arlene's away today, but I do have Kimberly Juknowski on the line. She's our project coordinator, our friend, and our, I don't know what we would call you, Kimberly, other than somebody that we absolutely could not live without because of so much of what you do for us around here. And I know today we're going to be talking about Commission Junction and one of the merchants over there. And we may, I hope it doesn't come across as we're going to throw them under the bus, but I think it's time to open up a discussion a little bit about some of the things that we're experiencing in the flavor of, hopefully, we can see some improvements over at CJ, because it is getting to be very frustrating dealing with CJ and some of the merchants, and I'm quite surprised about it. So I'd really like to delve into that, Kimberly. But before we do that, let's welcome you onto the Buzz. I know you've joined us here a few times.
Hello, thank you for having me.
We have been working together, you and I, for probably off and on many years now, and full-time for, I guess, how long has it been since you and I have been working together daily almost?
Coming up on a year. Well, face-to-face when I came back to Canada. It was about 10 months ago.
Yeah, Kimberly is one of these world travelers. She, at the drop of a hat, it seems, is off to wild and exotic places, whether it's some little area of China or she's off to Thailand, or just name a few of. Tell us a little bit about your adventures before we get into talking about live superfoods.
Oh, my goodness. Where does it start? About 6 years ago was the first time I went away on about a 7-month trip all around Asia and Australia. Spent some time there. And then once I came back, I just knew that I wanted to be away a lot. So each year I'd try and take off for a few months at a time. And then...
Oops, it looks like we might have lost Kimberly. Well, while we sort that out, let me tee things up a little bit here. Now, of course, I've been around with working with Commission Junction for a good long time. I actually attended the first CJU myself, or one of the first CJUs, back in 2002. For many, many years. I got to throw it out there. I've loved CJ for many, many years, and I've been an affiliate of theirs, and have recommended to students. And I must say, not so much anymore since the troubles have been happening. But I've been a big fan of Commission Junction. I've spoken at a couple of their events. I have attended at least 5 or 6 conferences. I know the Santa Barbara area very well. In fact, if you're to look back through the affiliate buzzes in 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably even 7, we're talking about heading down to the event. And one of the things that we've noticed is that I don't quite know what it is, but we're having a real trouble communicating with merchants. And I know this is a common problem because anytime I bring up CJ lately, people roll their eyes. And even, I must say, even somebody I just talked to prior to getting on the call with Kimberly, completely unrelated, another little issue's popped up. And some of these little issues are getting to be very problematic because in a lot of ways they I don't think they're necessary. And what I want Kimberly to do when we get her back on the line here is to share some of her experiences as to what she's been dealing with, because she handles our merchants and she handles merchants for our clients. And what just happened is it's not fun. I think it's unnecessary, and it's not uncommon, which is the real reason I decided to bring this up today, because I think as an industry, we can do better. And with CJ being one of the front runners out there, I think they can do better because it's really, in my mind, not necessary. And I can't quite figure out what the dynamics are between CJ anymore and their merchants. There seems to be a disconnect, and communicating at times with merchants can be a real problem as well. So, all right, terrific. So it does appear we've got Kimberly back on the line here. Okay, so let's delve into this, Kimberly. Let's talk about Commission Junction. Let's talk about your experiences. The merchant that we're dealing with is a merchant called Live Superfoods, and by all appearances, they seem to be, a traditional merchant. They have a lot of products and services. We've got one of the sites that we deal with that has an entire site almost built around, probably 80% of the site is focused on their products. So take us, if you will, to how this began, what happened, and let's see if we can get some resolution here.
Mm-hmm. So as you said, they're a pretty big merchant. They carry over 1,000 products, and they're really, really well known within like the health food industry. So you would think that they would be on top of their affiliates, especially since they're running a massive affiliate program. So it was just about before Christmas when I tried to get a hold of them the first time, because the client that we're dealing with, as you said already, most of their site is promoting Live Superfoods products. So I was having a hard time finding a couple of the products that we were promoting and the higher price point ones, because sometimes they have packages that sell a few of the different products together, which is what I wanted to promote. And got in touch with them through CJ and never heard back from them for probably a couple weeks, and sent a couple messages out and just didn't hear back from them. So that was pretty frustrating, because anytime that happens, I have to go back, and the site is very active. We're always adding content. So to take that step and have to go back and find where the links go and everything like that, and go back into these communications and be checking it every day is really, really frustrating, right? Especially when we're adding more of their products each day. So eventually they did get back to me after a couple of weeks, and the response wasn't overly inviting. I almost felt a bit slighted. My email was pretty detailed and was trying to open up like a very nice line of communication, and I didn't really get that feeling back. It was just like, oh yes, here it is now. We have the link. Go check it out. No person's name, no nothing. They keep everything as Live Superfoods, so you don't know who you're dealing with. Like if it's a team of affiliate managers or if it's one person, it's kind of nice to have that personal relationship with them, and that doesn't seem to be happening at all.
So once you finally reached out to them, I do know that you actually had a few other steps in the middle there to try and reach out to them through Twitter.
Mm-hmm, yeah, so this happened again recently, just a couple of weeks ago, actually. I had the same issue where I needed a link created and they didn't have it, and I couldn't find another product at all in their list. So sent the email off again, was waiting for a few days, about 3 days, and heard nothing back. So, getting busy with other things and wanted to get in touch. And so I tweeted at Live Superfoods and said, can you get an affiliate manager to reach out to me, please? Because I can't seem to get a hold of anybody through CJ. And I got a response a day later, which was all right. At least somebody's talking to me now. And they're saying, oh, direct message me your email and I'll tell them to get in touch with you. Well, one of the things that was a little bit annoying as well is that I'm already having a communication problem with them. And now they're telling me to direct message them on Twitter, which I can't actually do because they're not following me. So now it's yet another message that I have to send back and forth with this person to inform them, I can't get a hold of you through direct message, and I don't really want to just throw out my email right here in my Twitter feed. So I did do that and didn't get an email response from them, even though I had provided that to them. And another day or two later, I got a message through CJ. So it was a really, really long process. And even the message in CJ was so short. And it's not that it was rude, but it's just saying, oh, if our product's out of stock, it's not going to show up there. Check back, and when it's there, it's there. Ideally, they could have provided me with the link anyways, because the link still exists, right? Just shoot me the link so that I don't have to check every single day to see when it's in stock. So
I do know as well, you mentioned that you attempted to go, they said to direct message you or email it. So now you had to go hunt down an email address
they didn't offer the email. They wanted my email.
So then at this point,
Yeah.
I do know you headed over to their website to find the contact information for the affiliate manager. And how did that go?
Not good, because it just directs you right back to CJ and says, if you're doing our affiliate program, just go through CJ, and you have to go do everything through CJ. And then I hunted online to find out who was in charge of this program, like LinkedIn, like everything. I was searching to find a contact email because all I wanted to do was talk to one person, their affiliate manager. I just needed that.
Such a waste of time. And I can even hear, I must say, the frustration in your voice. And what's interesting to me as I listen, it reminds me of a television show I watch on TV a lot called Mayday. And it recreates a plane crash. And then basically they'll take a plane crash. They're usually a jumbo or a big airliner that crashed, and they'll figure out exactly what happened. And the FAA will be involved, and they'll send out a team of people, and they will figure out exactly what caused that plane to crash. And invariably, it's never one thing. It's usually, in fact, not usually, it's always a string of events that start to occur that at any one of those times during that event sequence, something would have changed. The plane probably wouldn't have crashed, but it just went down this path to finally, now it's probably a strong analogy for what we're talking about here, but in reality here, I've already heard you say to me, maybe we should find a different merchant. These guys are so difficult to deal with. So before we do that, though, I can see we're up against a break. Let's kind of turn the conversation a little bit and try to find some solutions here to solve this kind of problem. And maybe we can help affiliates who are dealing in a similar situation, maybe with another merchant. And let's talk about that. We'll do that right after the break.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
Oh, yeah. My day is done. Time for happy hour.
You're already done for the day?
Yeah, because I use CertifiedKnowledge.org. Their PPC tools literally save me hours every day.
How do you keep on top of all of Google's new features?
Easy. With Certified Knowledge, their interactive learning modules keep me up to date. And if there's something I don't know, I can watch their video lessons without having to hunt around the Google Help files.
Great. I'm ready to expand my knowledge.
Hi, I'm Brett Geddes. I'm the only leader officially supported by Google to teach the advanced track of the AdWords Seminars for Success. I personally recommend CertifiedKnowledge.org as your one-stop shop for all your PPC needs.
Learn, optimize, connect. Be smart. Go to CertifiedKnowledge.org now.
I'm John Ball, and I'm one of the founders of Page One Power. Page One Power is a custom link building firm based in Boise, Idaho. We increase search rankings and web traffic for world-class brands and mom-and-pop shops all around the globe. Our link building strategies work because we focus on relevancy and quality, and we don't outsource anything. Our in-house staff of professional writers and researchers is the best in the industry. We're the link builders you've been looking for. Visit us today at pageonepower.com.
Looking for a white label SEO and social platform for your clients? Think
eBrands.
Bring in unlimited SEO audit reports.
eBrands.
Premium Facebook apps and welcome page creators.
eBrands.
Twitter management app, analytics, and mobile site generators.
eBrands.
Let eBrands manage your search and social media campaigns and give you and your clients access to their white label dashboard, which have great reports that will wow your clients and deliver great ROI and results. Try eBrands for 30 days. Go to eBrandsWithAZ.com or call 1-866-625-5717. That's eBrands with a Z for
eBrands.
Time now to hear some more affiliate buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Arlene is away today, but I do have Kimberly Juknowski on the line, our project coordinator, and I think we should probably settle it down a little bit here, Kimberly. I think we kind of get it now. But I guess on this topic, doesn't it make you wonder exactly how this affiliate program is being run? Is it?
Yes.
What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are, well, going back to your Mayday thing, it's a good thing. You said they find the cause, right? So the fact that I had to reach out on Twitter, they know that there was a problem in communication, and they should have acknowledged the fact that I needed to reach out, right? So that would have been a good thing to have happen, which makes you question, what is going on with their affiliate program and their affiliate manager? Do they have somebody full-time on this or what? Because they're really not taking that extra step to have the relationship. And that's really important, especially when you're promoting as much as their products as we are, So if it almost feels like they could care less, really, if you are promoting their stuff. And what I feel is that with a merchant that's as large as they are, and they're everywhere, you'll see them everywhere online, they're huge. If they aren't interested in having their affiliates or helping their affiliates promote their products, then why do they have an affiliate program in the first place? If they just want to sell the stuff on their own, then do that. Don't have an affiliate program and then not take the time to build those relationships with your affiliates, especially the ones who are potentially going to bring in a lot of business for you, right? Because that's when you do think, all right, it's time to find another merchant, somebody who's actually going to be able to have a conversation with me through email and, give me their first name or something, help me out when I'm needing something, or even ask, hey, could I make anything easier for you? That would be appreciated. And it's, it should be expected on the affiliate's part. You should expect, them to work with you.
Very well said, because, and it is frustrating, and it's, I guess the real puzzling thing behind this is it's costing them money. I mean, it's costing them. We are one affiliate. I think we've all heard the saying that if you reach out once or you've got one unhappy client, they'll share that with 11 people, and then they'll talk about, okay, that's not very good idea, and then you factor in what's the lifetime value of a client times 11 that are now never going to be your client. I always wonder, what's the lifetime value of an affiliate to a merchant who, and we're not talking an affiliate that's not paying attention here, that's not really trying to engage Live Superfoods here. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about the type of content that's on this website.
That's the thing that gets me too. The content on the website, if they had taken 1 minute out of their day, which I can tell by the emails that they haven't, taken 1 minute to go and pop over and take a look at our client's website, I guarantee they would have been all over having a conversation with us, because there's content on there that's designed specifically to promote their products. It's information rich, it's engaging to the audience, it's targeted, it's optimized, it looks great. And, they couldn't ask for a better affiliate. And obviously they didn't even take a look, which is really irritating, because you can tell that if they would have seen, they would have said something about it.
And that's the thing. And you mentioned the word a few times, build a relationship. When you start receiving emails from merchants who don't even sign their email with a person's name and do not provide contact information and don't apologize for taking 2 weeks to get back to you, I think the whole area of best practices is, and I think we're trying to turn this into a positive thing by offering up some potential solutions. Maybe they need to bring an outsourced program management company on, maybe an all-inclusive marketing or a Smarter Chaos, or maybe a Brooke Schaff. There's so many great affiliate management companies out there. So let's flip this now and maybe kind of leave that a little bit. Let's talk about some of the experiences you've had with merchants who are on the ball.
All right, here's a perfect example. So I was working with a merchant, the Peninsular Approach. They do language software and things like that. And they had a really, really nice commission and everything. So I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna probably promote this, but I want to talk to them a little bit about their product and see if I can get some special links going on and things like that. And heard nothing from them. The only emails I got from them in the beginning were ones that were saying they were dropping their commission, actually. So that was nice. But about 6 months later, after completely kiboshing that and not doing anything with it, out of the blue is obviously a new affiliate manager who's running their account. And they reached out to me and they said, I'm working with them now, and if you need anything at all, just let me know. And this is who I am, introduced themselves. It was really polite. And I emailed back immediately, and I thought, this is a breath of fresh air, because I actually wanted to promote your program, and I was never, ever going to talk to you again until this came along, and you are actually starting a conversation with all your affiliates and reaching out to people who are inactive, right, and bringing them in. And then I asked the same questions that I had before, and she even apologized for them from before. I said, I'm really sorry you didn't get an answer, and yeah, we can absolutely do that, and anything to make your life easier. And, these emails were happening in real time, and I didn't have to wait. And I felt like they valued the fact that I wanted to promote their product. And that's what makes you want to put the effort in, because it's not like affiliates are doing nothing. They don't just plug a product in and walk away. There's content created around that. They push it out on their social medias. There's actual work that goes into it. And when a merchant doesn't really acknowledge that, that's really, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And they absolutely acknowledge it with this affiliate manager is amazing. And it really is the thing to do, reach out, introduce yourself, offer up help, even though it's not needed, make sure that your affiliates know that you're there to help them out when they need it. Because that's what you want. You don't want to be needing something from them and from your affiliate manager and then be sitting there for 2 weeks waiting for it, because that just stops the flow of your business as well, right? Everybody's busy. So to wait 2 weeks for a response and, back and forth and things like that. So it's about building relationships. I think you did a buzz a couple weeks ago with Carolyn Fett, actually, on engaging inactive affiliates. And that's exactly what we're talking about here, is like building that relationship and re-engaging them.
Yeah, it's just so true. It's one of the things that, and probably why this is so startling to us, because we're so used to dealing with OPMs who have affiliate management teams who are very top level, very good at communication, understand the importance of the relationship. Kimberly, let's do this. We're up against the break. When we get back, I'd like you to, we're going to see if we can get Live Superfoods to somehow reach out to you and see if we can get this solved once and for all and turn all of this into a positive. This other merchant that you mentioned sounds like they did something similar. So it is salvageable, but my goodness, a little apology once in a while and a little acknowledgement of the work being done by the affiliates can go a very long way. We'll be right back.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
The Web Marketing Association is now accepting entries for the 17th Annual International Web Award Competition. Web Marketing Award winners receive an image plaque, certificate of achievement, higher visibility for your company, valuable feedback from our expert judges, and links to your site from the highly ranked Web Award site. Visit www.webaward.org to nominate your company, site, or organization. The call for entries has begun, and the deadline to enter is May 31st, 2013. Go to www.webaward.org and sign up today.
Building better search engine rankings takes the right formula. Tracking those rankings is super simple. All you need is authoritylabs.com. Authority Labs uses automated daily rank tracking tools to monitor your site's performance, or leverage their API to build your own tools. No matter what animal-labeled algorithms affect your ranking, you should be using Authority Labs. Unlimited users for no additional cost and white labeling can help keep your clients updated and save countless hours of creating reports. Whether you're running sites with just a few or millions of keywords, what you need is authoritylabs.com.
Aim clear. This is how you sell with social.
Have you tried to do CPA conversions using social PPC and failed? You're not alone. These days, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube require true specialists to dominate.
Aim Clear, the agency,
brings definitive psychographic targeting,
bleeding edge creative,
and killer content amplification to the social advertising table.
Aim Clear. This is how you sell with social. Aim Clear. This is how you sell with social.
Time now to hear some more Affiliate Buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Arlene is away today, but I do have Kimberly Juknowski online, and we're talking about, I guess, the relationship or lack of between sometimes merchant and an affiliate. And I guess, Kimberly, let me do this. Let me invite listeners, if you've got a similar experience, and not necessarily with CJ, but with a merchant, and you happen to be, maybe you're listening, you found us through Facebook at facebook.com/gotbuzzed, or you're listening to us on Spreaker Web Radio, or maybe on my site, and there's a comment box there. Feel free to share your stories with us. I'd love to know how problematic this is, how rampant it is in the industry. Is this an isolated case, or are we starting to see too much of this from the affiliate side of the equation? Kimberly, how about CJ? Did you get a chance to reach out to them, or do you and I know that can be extremely difficult.
Yeah,
try to talk.
I don't really see the point. Like, I'm trying to get a hold of this particular person. I just want to talk to them. I understand that CJ, yeah, it's just going through another person, right? So what they're going to do about it, I'm not sure what they can, because Live Superfoods has somebody who who is responding to me. It's not CJ who's responding to me. So that's the real person that I'm after here.
I remember the last time I was at CJ in Santa Barbara in their office, they usually do a little tour through the office during Commission Junction University. At that time, I was attending it at the Fest Parker Doubletree in gorgeous Santa Barbara. And we'd all head over to CJ, and they'd have a jazz band out back, and they'd be feeding us well and taking good care of us. And all the program managers were there. I'm wondering if that's still going on, or what is going on. Are we dealing with just a company that's too much growth, an industry that's too big? Maybe somebody's just dropping the ball. And I only bring this up because I hear this a lot. I hear this a lot about Commission Junction these days, way more so than other merchants. And even from a lot of the OPMs we deal with, they talk about the frustration levels at times. I don't know if I'm overblowing it or what, but
there just doesn't seem to be an easy way to communicate. And I mean, and on the CJ side of things, I'm not sure what's going on in their back end, but the previous emails that I had back and forth with this merchant, they're gone. Like, they just up and disappeared. I didn't delete anything. There's nothing in a trash box. So if you're deleting emails after a certain amount of time, that's really bad too, because you want to keep track of the merchants that you're talking with, right? You want to maybe refresh what you talked about in your last conversation if it's been a while and there was no way for me to go back and, pull out the info. So, which means that if I had the same question twice, I couldn't go back and take a look at what the answer was. I'd have to reach out again and, potentially wait a few more days to get an answer. So it's just an extra step always, it seems.
And it seems to me with social media being so prolific now, we've got Twitter, we've got Facebook, of course, we've got email, we have even a telephone number that could be called.
Yeah.
Communication doesn't...
I have to get a hold of. They should be the same way.
I actually agree. Any merchant, any advertiser out there that is running a program with 1,000 products should have a telephone number. In fact, I know some merchants, and you've seen this, and I know even with the team over at All Inclusive Marketing with Sarah Bundy and with Carolyn Kmet, as you mentioned earlier, they actually set up a dedicated website for their affiliates, for their merchants, because they understand it's so important to make sure that communication is wide open. Because how much time would you say you've had to waste trying to market their products?
Oh, goodness, a long time. I mean, anytime we create a piece of content, like, a lot goes into it to market their product exactly how they want to find the words that we're going through and find that target market and reach out to them and build relationships with our audience as well on their behalf, right? Because it is benefiting them in the end, right? So one thing that you're saying about the phone number as well, Live Superfoods also has a phone number, and actually our client that we are dealing with, who we're having this problem with, they actually contacted them through that phone number and left a message and still haven't heard back. So. Well,
it seems that there can be some improvement over in that area. And just I'll throw it out to anyone at Live Superfoods. If you want to, come on and chat about this, we're more than welcome to have you on the buzz. I'd love to chat with you. I'm sure you don't like to hear this is going on, and I'm more than positive you would probably want to be treating your affiliates at a much higher level. And we would love to, if we could help facilitate that, we would be more than accommodating on the show here. So you can always reach out to me you can phone us at 604-535-6352. You'll get Arlene, the other host of the show, and she'll arrange a time for us to chat, and we'll get you on. 604-535-6352. There's an open invitation to you. We'd love to chat with you. And same for Commission Junction. I remember when ValueClick came along and bought CJ, and always with corporate change, there's change. And I think if anybody over at CJ wants to have a chat as well, we'd love to have you on. Just reach out, same phone number, 604-535-6352, and we will love to have you. We would love to have you on the show. Kimberly, any final thoughts?
No, that's about it. Just room for improvement. I mean, they've got good products, and we love them as a merchant, but just need that connection. So please reach out. That's my final thought.
And if you want to contact Kimberly directly, you can reach her at that same phone number as well. We'll make sure that message gets pushed through to her right away. I can see we are out of time. You can follow me at James Martell on Twitter. New episodes of the Affiliate Buzz can be heard every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. You can access the archives for our previous shows on webmasterradio.fm, jamesmartell.com, and on iTunes. Kimberly, thanks so much. And to our listeners, thanks for listening to another edition of the Affiliate Buzz.
This has been a presentation of webmasterradio.fm, the world's largest business-to-business radio and podcast network. We welcome you to sample past episodes of this program, as well as our complete library of programs, on demand or on the air via our 24/7 live audio stream at www.webmasterradio.fm. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of webmasterradio.fm's management or sponsors. Any rebroadcast or redistribution without authorized consent of webmasterradio.fm is prohibited.